Hi friends, very good afternoon. Please drop a confirmation message. Is everything is clear? Yes, ma. Am I visible? Am I audible? Yes. Welcome back to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English with India's largest learning platform, Unacademy. Let's crack it. What all you will get under an academy platform? Needless to say, you know by this time, yes, every day 2 p.m. sharp. I'll meet you all in YouTube platform. Yes, the best part is that you can chat with your educator, engage in discussion, ask your doubts and answer polls all while the class is going on. The prime objective behind this is to make the sessions very lively and interactive. Okay, yes. Apart from this live test and quiz, yes, I know the prelims is fast approaching. I know many of the students, the target group is only for 2021 prelims. Don't worry, we have a very good surprise for all of you. Okay, I'm going to do 2019 UPSC paper coming 22nd. Please do come and join the session. You will have a picture perfect clarity with respect to what UPSC prelims is actually, what it is expecting from the candidates, aspirants, and how you have to enhance your preparation. Everything I'm going to discuss in the live session, yes, in YouTube platform coming 22nd. Okay, fine. Structured courses. All our courses are so structured in line with your exam syllabus to help you best prepare for it. So very proudly I'll say here we provide you very holistic and comprehensive pattern. That's why I kept on saying this. This is a OASS for your PMI. One-stop solution for your prelim, mains and interview. Unlimited access to unlimited courses for which you have to download the Unacademy learning app in your gadgets, isn't it? Yes. About me, this is Dhanalakshmi, DL Ma'am. Yes, my students, they used to fondly call me with as a DL Ma'am. Yes, I'm a senior, top and a very passionate educator. My passion for teaching is a never-ending process in search of pursuit of happiness. My happiness always lies in being as an educator for UPSC CSE category, because this is the field I could proudly say that I'm ancient, medieval and modern to civil service. Why? Because I have stepped into the civil service preparation 2004. I'm 2004 Vajram batch student. Yes, it is more than 15 years experience with this field, a very rich experience I have, and I'm the senior most faculty in offline platform. So the knowledge and experience I have acquired in all many these years, I would like to transform the same to the future bureaucrats. Yes, present aspirants who are aspiring to reach your dream destination. With respect to my teaching experience, I have more than decade-long rich experience in teaching for UPSC CSE, which is closer to 12 years completed. In fact, 13th year is about to complete. Yes. Credentials. I have huge other credentials with respect to other things. With certain to with specific to UPSC, I have appeared twice in UPSC CSE interview with 6 consecutive means. 6 times I cleared prelims just like that. So in coming discussions on Tuesday 22nd, I will also reveal you some of the secrets how to handle the paper. That is first and foremost requisite. You should know how to handle UPSC prelim papers. Every inputs will be shared openly on YouTube platform with respect to the previous year's questions. Fine. Apart from this, a very special thing with your DL Ma'am is that not only apart from teaching and coaching, my expertise lies in being a mentor. Yes, I have gained my strength. I know I myself assess this. I'm a very good mentor, which I have produced multiple results. It is running in thousands. Yes, ma'am. For over a period of last 12 to 13 years, I have mentored more than 25,000 aspirants who have been preparing for civil service examination, and many of my students who have cleared the exams in the top ranking, and now they are effectively, efficiently, above all, honestly working as an IAS, IPS officers across India. Yes. You can reach your DL Ma'am by using the code DL10. Here again, I have shared my Telegram link. Do join the link at the earliest. So there's all the class details and other important information I'll use to ping in my Telegram channel. Yes, apart from this, if you want to know more about your educator, log into the Unacademy profile. The link also I have provided here. Fine. Prepare with the top educators, of course, indeed is a blessing. All the best brains are found under one roof, and needless to say, that roof is Unacademy. Yes, comprehensive syllabus. This single page will gives you a vivid idea, complete picture about what the ongoing courses with respect to civil service examination and what are all the upcoming courses. Okay. Next is UPSC CSE subscription. In order to avail all the benefits which the company is providing you in all the maximum possible ways, only one thing is expected from the students. Yes, go for the subscription without any further delay. The same way, don't waste your parents' money by going for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. In no way it will help you for the exam like UPSC CSE. Civil service examination, it is unlike other exams. Definitely, I will say in today's session, tonight, it's a I'll in the end of the session also I'll give you a reminder. One important class I'm going to convey in tonight class 8 to 9 and again 9:30 to 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. Yes, how to remain focused. Very important, valuable inputs I'm going to share in special platform. Do join me there. There you will understand the importance of time frame required to prepare for civil service examination. So taking two aspects into consideration, one is the minimum time frame and another one is the huge monetary benefit. Yes, my dear friends, let it be for anyone, even for the topper or whosoever who have topped in the list is, whose number or name has appeared in the list is, it is possible only if they would have given minimum 1.5 years. For sure, 1.5 years, impeccable determination is expected for the civil service examination in order to get yourself acquainted and accustomed with all the three phases. Yes, all three stages: prelim, mains, and interview, along with your optional, isn't it? And huge monetary benefit for the entire 24 months for the 2 years time span. You have to pay only 64,000. That too, after using my code 10% DL10, you get 10% instant discount. At last, you have to pay only 57,600. Here again, we'll provide you no cost EMI options as well. Okay, utilize the platform to its fullest. Now, a simple difference between what is the, ma'am, just give me in one line, what is the difference between a plus subscription and iconic subscription? Simple, my dear. Plus subscription, by enrolling to you get access to attend the plus classes. Okay, where my classes will be very specific. In all my plus classes, I'll use to focus on mains answer writing. You can go and cross check with my students, they know. Yes, mandatorily I'll use to take the previous year's mains question. I'll make them to write in the class and I'll use to evaluate the paper and I will use to give the feedback then and there. For which are all the subjects I'm handling, I'll do. Fine. Apart from this, ma'am, what is this iconic subscription? Are you freshers to civil service examination? Is this your dream career? Apart from being a career, is this your mission? You want to accomplish your mission? Is mission is possible with, is it a one-man army? Of course, you're going to work, but somebody has got to say you what to do, what not to do, and how to do. That somebody is mentoring. Mentoring is not an angel or a savior, a mentor. He is also a common person like you and me. Okay, the thin line of difference between the mentor and the aspirant is that mentor, where once an aspirant who has gone through all the phases or the difficulties or the challenges you are undergoing through during your preparation time. Okay, so keep this one thing in your mind very strongly. Successful people never reach their goals alone. Mentoring is that irrespective of your starting point. Let your starting point be anywhere from India. Okay, you all want to reach the dream destination, Labasna. The journey, the intervening gap or the time or the frame, the journey is not bed of roses. Please take my words based on experience. I'm saying it is thorn of bushes. Yes, here you are in need of a support system. That support system is extended by iconic subscription. Yes, are you looking for personalized individual attention? You want somebody to help you in making your customized study plan. You're ready to write your answers on a daily basis, but you want some senior to evaluate your paper. Everything, whatsoever your expectation, everything will get fulfilled by enrolling into iconic subscription. Yes, the fees for iconic subscription is 99,000. By using my code DL10, you get 10% instant discount. Okay, my dear friends. Yes, thanks for letting me to do this. Go for a smart decision, wise decision. Above all, it should be a timely decision. Yes, time really matters in civil service examination. Stop thinking, start working. Okay, thank you. Yes, ma. Such an interesting topic, world history. Of course, we have already finished some topics in the world history. Yes. Now, Industrial Revolution. It has been successfully completed. Now, we are going to discuss in today's class American Revolution. America. When we listen to the word America, USA, what is this, ma'am? It's a superpower, ma'am. It's the first one, isn't it? That is the image we have. America means first superpower. Shall we go back and trace the what is this American Civil War? Are they from the beginning they were a superpower, or how they have attained this position? Are you all ready for the story? We'll try to go ahead and discuss in a very story pattern only. That is the beauty of the history class. Okay, is this fine, ma? Shall I begin? American Revolution from the year 1775 to 1783. Please drop a confirmation message. The Revolutionary War is also known as American Revolution. The war was fought between the British and their colonists. Who is this? British, Big B. Often in all my classes I used to say Big B. Did we like them? Okay, we have been under their clutches, Big B. Okay, for many years, of course, closer to East Indian Company 100 years than here 100 years. And who are these colonies? What is the relationship between the British and the colonists in America? Yes, the result of American Revolution was a new nation. Today's, as we all used to call as a USA, United States of America. When did this United States of America has come? Before that, what was the position of it? Have you ever wondered what is the significance of American Revolution? Only one word I'm asking you, ma, the significance. The main significance is that war ended. What it has ended? It had ended the rule of divine right of kingship. America overturned monarchy, ruled by the king's son, grandsons. Okay, it is like a monarchy pattern that has been overturned and it has become a republic. Head of the state is not hereditary. Yes or no? This is the first and the most important prime significance of American Revolution. We are also discussing in our preamble, isn't it? Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. The republic here, which is nothing but the end of the monarchy. There is no more hereditary. Okay? It is a culmination of, it is a formation of republic. And finally, America became the United States of America, the richest and the most powerful nation in the modern world. How many of you have a love for America? Just please say me that, ma'am, I don't like US. They are a capitalistic mode of country, isn't it? How many of you can anyone say this? See, no matter whatever it is, we all have one respect or one fashion or what to say. We are getting fascinated towards the richest and the superpower, powerful nation in the modern world. Now we are going to trace how did they attain this position. Yes, the British crown had different colonies all over the world. In our industrial revolution topic itself, we have discussed that the British, okay, they have acquired colonies everywhere in Africa, in Asia, in so many other places in order to establish their industrial revolution. And in that one colonies, they had in the today's so-called superpower, America. Yes, the British crown had different colonies all over the world in Asia, Africa and America as well. By AD 1770s, there were how many colonies, ma? 13 were in number. There were 13 colonies of Great Britain in the North America. Oh, those 13 colonies of the today's so-called superpower, powerful nation of the modern world were once under the clutches of the Big B, Britain, isn't it? Shall we discuss this 13 colonies? The colonial government, that time, who was the head of the Britain? Who was the colonial government? The colonial government was represented by the British crown, the King George III. Is this fine? Is this fine till now? The tensions grew over time between the residents of, just you say me, do they have a good rapport? British, Big B, that too, this 13 American colonies, they were under the control of British. Okay, do you think that they will have a mutual respect to each other? They will have a good rapport? Will the Britain will treat the residents of these colonies in a rightful manner? Is that is the case? Do they treat the colonists in a rightful manner? No, the tensions grew over time between the residents of Great Britain, 13 North American colonies and the colonial government. Colonial government during this time was headed by whom? Please drop an answer. Colonial government during this time okay, was headed by colonial government. From the British side, it was headed by King George III. Am I right? Yes, which resulted in the full-fledged war by 1775. These 13 colonies, North American residents, they have come, they have about the outburst. They said, hereafter no more we can tolerate this British colonial policy on us. Come on, this is the time for us to outbreak. Like 1857 revolt, in 1775 there was an outbreak of 13 colonies which were under the Great Britain control, which 13 colonies of North America. Is this fine? Now, the American residents fought against the British by making an alliance with France. This is a beautiful, okay? See, Britain and France are enemies. BF. Okay, they are not friends, they are not best friends, they are the best foes, enemies. Now, American and Britain, the 13 colonies of North America and Britain are also enemies. So, enemies, they are trying to make a friend. Who is an enemy's enemy? For America, Britain is an enemy. For Britain, France is an enemy. Now, America is trying to have a good rapport, friendship with France. Friends, are you able to attend? Are you able to understand? AF. America, they are getting an alliance, the friendly contract with the France. Why? Because France is an enemy to Britain. Is this clear? Americans defeated the British in the American Revolutionary War, thus becoming the United States of America. Once after this, Americans defeated the British in the Revolutionary War, which has happened in 1775. Thereafter only, the today's so-called superpower USA has emerged. Is this fine, ma? Now, see, look at here. North America, yes, this is a map. Now, American Civil War, 1861 to 1865. How did Abraham Lincoln change history of America? How many of you are interested in knowing this Abraham Lincoln? Of course, the American Civil War. What is the background? When American won independence from England in 1776. Yes or no? 1775, the war erupted. Okay, they have at last, after fighting, they have won independence. They was able to set themselves liberate from the clutches of the Britain. Okay, there were 13 colonies which were formed a federal government. There were 13 colonies who got liberated from the Britain. They were able to make a colonies which were formed a federal government. Colonies expanded from east coast to west coast. From east coast here till the west coast, the colonies got expanded. Okay, there were differences between states in the north and the states in the south, which resulted in the American Civil War. Is this clear till now, ma? Is this clear till now? See, imagine, okay. See, look at here, ma. This is beautiful America, USA. So, the colonies extended from the east towards west, but now there is a disparity between the north and the south. Yes or no? The north and the south, this disparity has led to the culmination of American Civil War. Is this clear? Is this clear? Please look at here. There were differences between the states in the north and states in the south, which resulted in the American Civil War. These are the states in the north and these are the states in the south. Now, the colonies of England lined the Atlantic coast and were 13 in number. See? The colonies in England, they were lined the coast. Which coast? Eastern coast of America. And they were 13 in number. The colonies has a diverse population. It consists of different groups of people who possess a different occupation and they have a different culture as well. But the majority of them were independent farmers. The 13 colonies of the east coast of India, okay, they were majority independent farmers. So, they are dependent on the cultivation. As time progress, do we remain only in the primary sector, ma? No, we switch over to the, we means not India. India, what the major blunder done by India is that They directly made a quantum jump from primary sector to tertiary sector without undergoing the secondary sector manufacturing industries, isn't it? That was the case with respect to India, but that was not the case with respect to all other developed nations. The developed nations were smart enough in emphasizing on the industrial sectors, manufacturing, secondary sectors. Is this fine? With the time, new industries were set up producing wool, flax and leather mostly for European markets. So as time progressed, the majority of the people, they are of independent farmers. As time progressed, they are also setting themselves, they are also trying to explore in the formation of new industries. However, the nature of economies was varied within them. How, for example, just okay. Imagine, yes or no, ma? This is an east coast of America. Newfoundland, Grand Bank. What is this Grand Bank near Newfoundland? The northern portion of the America. Grand Bank near Newfoundland. It is world's major fishing ground. Am I right, my dear friends? World's major fishing ground. Fishing, shipbuilding and allied industries grew in the north. Why? Because it is rich and we have the great Grand Bank in the Newfoundland, which lies in the northern part of the states. And what is the condition with respect to the southern part? So there is a divide between the northern state and the southern states. Northern states focusing on the fishing, shipbuilding and allied industries, the industries which is related to these things, whereas the southern is focusing, the southern belt, they are focusing with the plantation and agricultural crops. Is this fine? Especially the plantation. Okay, who are more developed? Of course, the north. Isn't it? The south is dominated by plantation and agriculture, whereas the north is dominated by fishing, shipbuilding and allied industries. Later, the divide grew into north industrialization further. The industries in the north is witnessing the growth further again and again. They are progressing. Okay, they are growing in leaps and bounds, whereas in the south, lapsing into feudal economy, powered by slaves brought from the Africa. Since it is a plantation area, they are in need of more manual. They are in need of more cheap labor. Those cheap labors are being exported from the Africa as a slave trade. Is this fine, ma? Are you able to visualize? Are you able to visualize? This is not manual force. This is machine dependent, isn't it? But here they are in need of a more cheap labor. So the south lapsing into feudal economy, powered by slaves brought from Africa. From Africa, the slaves, they are reaching the southern states, southern coastal states of North America in order to work in the plantation crops, in plantation industries and agriculture. Is this fine till now? Now, politically, the colonies were governed. Which are the colonies? Okay, from the north till south, they were governed by the locally elected assembly. Okay, though they choose the representative from among themselves, but these locally elected assembly, or they has to report to the big B. See, they enacted laws and levied taxes. Though they enjoyed some independence, they were ultimately answerable to the mother country, because these 13 colonies comes under the colonial power of whom? The Britain, mother country. Who is the mother country? Is this clear, ma? Who is the mother country? Big B. Do you think that the word mother country means Britain will treat these colonies in a rightful manner? No, it is a stepmother treatment. It is not the own mother, it is a stepmother treatment to these colonies. Though Britain was ruled by the parliament, the secondary treatment was meted out to the people of America. Yes or no, ma? The secondary treatment was meted out to the people of America. Next is, this led to the widespread discontentment. Yes, they said, no, we can't, no more we can agree to this stepmother treatment. Though we are accountable to you, we are discharging our duties in a rightful manner, but the way you treated it is unacceptable. Okay, so this has led to the widespread discontentment and provided a fertile ground for revolt. Okay, rebel ideas to grow and prosper. The ideas from the age of enlightenment influenced the Americans profoundly, and the idea of staying as an independent nation gained traction. So you have seen, simple, the ideas from the age of enlightenment, you need a spark, isn't it? How all of you entered into civil service preparation? You would have got inspired by somebody, or you would have got the sparks from somewhere else. That spark is making you to drive or thrive towards your mission, isn't it? Yes or no, ma? Influence the Americans, so they are also getting enlightened. Ideas from the age of enlightenment by many philosophers influence the Americans profoundly in a very large manner, and the idea of staying as an independent nation gained traction. Yes, they firmly believe that hereafter we can't be, no more we can be under the clutches of these colonial rule. We want to set ourselves, liberated ourselves, we want to feel the independence. Now, the causes of American Civil War, very important. What is the causes of American Civil War? Any idea? See, only these are the free states. The difference in attitude, friends, please let me know. The difference in attitude towards the slavery can be seen as the root cause. The fastest thing that why there is a stepmother treatment. The difference in attitude, though we are accountable to you, you are the head of us, but you are not treating us the same way. How do you treat the Britons? Okay, so the stepmother treatment, or in terms of slavery, is the root cause for the American Civil War. This had repercussions in the economic as well as in the political sphere too. The factors which led to the outbreak of civil war in America can be consolidated as below. Shall we proceed, ma? Can we discuss the causes of American Civil War? Before that, I'll ask you one question. What is the important significance of American Civil War? Outcome of American Civil War? Please give me an answer. Which is an important significance or outcome of American Civil War? Yes, ma'am. Important significance. Do drop me the answer. In the very beginning slide, I have discussed this. What is an important significance or outcome of American Civil War? Now, we are going to discuss Komal Isma. We are going to discuss the economic disparity between the north and the southern state. Do we have the disparity between the north and the southern state? What is the disparity? What is the disparity? North are industrialized. They are well grown, settled. They are focusing on the fishing, shipbuilding industries. Whereas the south are devoted to plantation and agricultural crops, and for them also the cheap labor has been exported from the Africa. Slavery attitude here. Here more liberal. Yes or no? Yes or no, my dear friends? Yes, the significance of American Revolution is end of monarchy. End of monarchy, hereditary rule, and rise of republic. Am I right? Am I right? Rise of republic is the gist of this. Please do follow, ma. Did I mention this or not? End of monarchy, end of, there is no more hereditary rule, or a king will not be become, there is no hereditary system, which has led to the culmination of republic. That is the prime significance. Now we'll discuss the what are the causes towards an American Civil War. Economic disparity. Everywhere, economy is the first major factor. What is an economic disparity? How in the northern states were industrialized, while the southern states were primarily agricultural. Especially they were focusing on the plantation crops. Northern state wanted a tax on imports from Britain, while the southern state wanted a taxed free trade with Britain. See, the demands is also different. Northern, what they are asking, wanted a tax on imports from Britain. Okay, but southern states, since they are focusing on the plantation and agriculture, they are simply saying that we need a tax free trade with Britain. Okay, the issue with the attitude towards the slavery. This is the second important causes. Industrialized northern states preferred paid laborers, the laborers who have been paid for their job, while agricultural southern states which had large plantations was dependent on the slave labor. Do the slave be given salary? Will they be paid for this? What is this? I think this is crystal clear. This is crystal clear. North, yes, it is highly industrial. Well, for your work you will get the salary, okay, but for the south it is predominantly plantation and they focus on agriculture. That too, the cheap human labor, it has been exported from the Africa as a slave trade. Will the slaves will be given salary? Will they be paid in cash? No. Okay, the slavery was abolished in the northern states in 1804 itself, and they become a free state. So the northern states, they enjoyed in all the possible manner in terms of liberalization, in terms of industrial establishment, in terms of growth, even in terms of labor, etc. Whereas the southern clutches were the one who has to undergo all these difficulties. Purely it remained in the slavery format. Is this fine? Are you able to understand till now? Third is movement for the abolition of slavery. Now there is a voice for yes, we want to abolish the slavery together. A strong movement for the abolition of slavery began in the north. It called for the repeal of the controversial Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. This act has mandated the return of runaway slaves to their masters. Okay, so the fear of reforms by Abraham Lincoln and the Republican Party. Why? What is the fear in front of Abraham Lincoln and what is this Republican Party? The Republican Party itself is giving you what? The Republic itself is giving you an idea. The immediate cause of the Civil War was the American presidential election, in which the Republican Party candidate, who is the Republican Party candidate? Our Abraham Lincoln, was won in 1860, while Abraham Lincoln stood for freedom of slaves. After his victory, the first thing he has raised is that, yes, I want to end the slavery. He stood for the freedom of slaves, and the Democratic candidate Stephen wanted slavery to continue. See, in word only he is having a democratic, okay? By in actions he is not democratic, not of the people, by the people, for the people. Abraham Lincoln, he belongs to Republican. He has of course set right. He has ended the slavery concept. Next is the cause of the American Civil War. 7 southern states declared their succession from the Union and established the Southern government. The Confederate States of America on February 9, 1861. The Confederacy adopted its own constitution. Jefferson Davis was his president. War broke out in April 1861 when the Confederates attacked the U.S. fortress at South Carolina. 4 more states joined the Confederacy, making the total number to 11. In September 1862, Lincoln issued the proclamation of emancipation. Emancipation, feeling, yes, you're feeling liberated, which freed millions of slaves. It is an outcome of a Abraham Lincoln effort, which through the order of proclamation of emancipation, which freed millions of slaves. Of course, in this Gettysburg battle, almost 50,000 soldiers were killed. Lincoln gave the famous Gettysburg address where he set before the nation the task of preserving the Union and democracy as well. His vision was a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Is this fine? So he is the right president, I could say, right from the beginning, taking charge. He was working for the democracy, end of the slavery. The war ended with the surrender of all the Confederate armies and the collapse of the Confederate government in 1865. From 1861 till 1865, the war was going. At last, the Confederate States, what is this, ma? They said that we want to function separately, isn't it? They were increased from 6 to 11, and finally it has met the end. It has met the collapse of the Confederate government in 1865. General Lee surrendered his Confederate army to General Ulysses. Is this fine? Significance of American Civil War. So what we get from this? What is an outcome of this American Civil War? Yes, there was put an end to the institution of slavery, abolition of slavery, end of slavery. Yes or no? Yes or no? The war abolished the succession of states for all times to come. No more slavery is accepted or allowed. In the economic sphere, the war led to the growth of large scale manufacturing industries. Now they are focusing on the manufacturing sector, secondary sectors. Okay, more area came under cultivation, particularly in the western region or North America. Apart from north and south, now they are focusing on development towards the east and west as well. Is this fine, ma? Is this fine? Western regions or North America. Use of more machine which enhances production, agricultural production, mechanization of agriculture. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do we have this? No, ours is a subsistence agriculture, isn't it? Next is that regulation of banking system, National Banking Act, use of paper currency contributed to the growth of the nationwide business. New weapons were used, improvement in transport and communication, inspiration to other countries to abolish slavery. Yes, a person, how do you get inspired on seeing somebody's success, isn't it? Yes, the 13 colonies or the confederation states, they have got themselves liberated. So the slaveries which was prevailing, which was existing in other colonies in Africa and Asia and other regions, now they are also getting inspired on seeing the end of slavery, abolition of slavery in America. Is this fine? Won't it be a motivation factor? Won't it be an inspiration for the other slavery ridden places? Yes, while the revolution of 1776 to 1783 created the United States, the Civil War of 1861 to 65 determined what kind of nation it would be. Yes, we want a nation, free nation, democratic nation, republic nation. No more slavery is allowed. Yes or no, ma? So these two are revolution of 1776 to 83 and Civil War of 1861 to 65 is the most important in our Indian history. Of course, not Indian history, in our world history. Is this fine? Okay. How did Abraham Lincoln makes a difference in history? See, how many of you are fan of Abraham Lincoln? Please let me know. How many of you love Abraham Lincoln? Always we get the inspiration from Abraham Lincoln, isn't it? See, his eyes, such a sharp eyes, is a visionary, isn't it? Yes or no, ma? What changes it in? Actually, he was born in a very humble background. A person who hailed from the humble background, of course, they reach the greater heights, isn't it? Isn't it? They reach the greater heights. And for example, our APJ Abdul Kalam and many such leaders. Okay. So Abraham Lincoln is one such like who hailed from a humble background in 1809 in the state of Kentucky. His mother died when he was just 9 years old. See how painful it is for just a 9 years old kid to have to imagine his life without the mother affection or raising, isn't it? He became a distinguished lawyer and a great orator, a person with high skillful oration, and he is a distinguished lawyer. In 1847, he was elected to the Congress. In 60, he was elected as the 16th president of USA as a Republican candidate. Isn't it, ma? Yes or no? What is this? After being selected as the 16th president, Lincoln played a great role in keeping the USA united. He don't want to see USA splitted into parcel and pieces. No such 13 colonies. No such north and south divide. No, we want to grow together. Okay? He refused to give southern states the right to secede from the union. What did they say? During the Confederation, 1861 to 65, the group of people, like initially 6, the Confederate, they wanted to form a federal government, separate government. They want to detach. Okay, and from 6 it has grown to 11, and they were asking for the rights and they are asking for the permission, allow them to secede, allow them to part away. It was Abraham Lincoln who refused to give the southern states the right to secede. He said, I can't see you people getting detached from the main America. You have to remain with us, and we will take care in welfare of you in all the perspectives. His greatest contribution to humanity was the abolition of slavery, isn't it? Abolition of slavery. After the Civil War, citizens of all states of USA were granted citizenship and equal rights. After the Civil War, which is the Civil War, ma? Please give me the year. Civil War from 1861. It ended in 1865. After the end of the Civil War, citizens of all states of USA were granted citizenship. Initially, the citizenship was not granted to all the states, okay, and equal rights. It was Abraham Lincoln who gave the famous principle of democracy, that is, government of the people, by the people, for the people, isn't it? This is the first thing. Yes, Ramkumar. This is the first thing we would have been read during our school days. Democracy, Abraham Lincoln. Yes, it is for the people is the ultimate prime source. Good, ma. American Revolution. While some Englishmen were battling at home for improvement in Parliament, reforms in the religion, others were adventuring across the Atlantic, isn't it? This is an Atlantic. So here we have West European, and here we have America, North America, okay, Atlantic, and adventuring across the Atlantic to establish colonies and trade in the America. In the 16th century, European countries began to make settlements there. From here, they are trying to make the settlements in the eastern coast of America, okay, and were established by North America. Colonies were established by France, Holland and Spain as well as England. First, the rival was, is it only that England was interested in establishing a colonies in the America? Please answer me. Imagine this is the eastern coast of America, okay, north and south. I'm talking about America. And now from the West European nation, it is not only Britain. Britain is also interested in establishing the colonies. Apart from Britain, the other imperialist countries. Who are the other imperialist countries? Like France, okay, Holland and Spain. They are also interested in establishing or acquiring the position in the American colonies, but they have been overruled by whom? In 18th century, England drew France out of the eastern part of continent and Canada. She had earlier taken New Netherlands from the Dutch, changing its name to New York. So the England withdrew all other competitors like France, Spain and Holland. So he alone stood as a single player in order to acquire the colonies of America. Is this fine, ma? Is this fine? Now, the Britain and France, are they friends or enemy? France is also interested in American colonies, but he has been badly defeated by Britain. So, now France is becoming an enemy to Britain. And of course, they are getting into alliance with the Americas. Isn't it? Is this fine? The English colonies in America. By the middle of 18th century, there were 18 English colonies in North America, especially along the Atlantic coast, isn't it? Who are they? They are landless peasants, people seeking religious freedom. Traders and profiteers are settled there. There was a group of people. This group consists of a landless peasants. They don't have a land, but they are majorly their job is like their cultivation. They are depending on cultivation. They are the peasants. People seeking religious freedom. Traders and profiteers are settled there. The bulk of the population, of course, they are consisted of independent farmers. Is this fine? Is this clear till now? Any doubt? Now, infant industries has developed in such products as later on this community, which one? Though it is dominated by the peasant groups, and later on the north has started flourishing and establishing in industrial activities. Of course, the south remained as a plantation and agricultural area, isn't it? In such product, infant industries has developed wool, flax and leather. In the north, there were fishing and shipbuilding. In the south, large plantations, they come under the feudal manners, where they were focusing on growing crops like tobacco and cotton, where of course how it is possible to grow this plantation crops, because it is a labor intensive crops, yes or no ma? So they were in large number of cheap labors, and those labors have been brought as slaves from the other colonies what Britain had. Britain, they had colonies in other places apart from US. They also had, apart from the eastern coast of America, they also had in Africa and Asia. So from Africa, they started bringing the slaves to, in order to work in this plantation, tobacco and cotton area. Is this fine? See, mercantilism, enlightenment ideas, great awakening. These are all the prime causes of American independence movement. Population explosion and experiences of colonial self-rule, French and Indian War, restrictive laws passed by the British. Now again we are going to discuss some more stories. Is this fine, ma? Friends, are you able to understand? Any difficulty? Please let me know. Any difficulties? First is the causes, the colonial policy in terms of economic. We are going to discuss the causes under different head. What is the first head? Economic causes. The colonial policy of England. Okay, the England, the big B, Britain, they are having a policy, okay, in economic matters, was the primary cause for the resentment, discontent in the American colonies. Who are you to control us? Okay, we are not ready to come under your clutches. What you are doing with respect to the economic matters, what policy you have, this is an unfair policy you have towards the colonies. Okay, England policies did not encourage the American colonies to develop an economy of their own. As per the England economic policies, EEP, okay, those policies are not bothered about the welfare or development of the American colonies. Indeed, they are focused on the welfare of Britain. Is it acceptable? Is it acceptable? The English Parliament had forbidden them. So what are all the set of rules? What are the set of rules they have? The policies, that too especially in respect to economic policy of whom? Economic policies of Britain, economic policies of Britain on American colonies. What are they? Now Britain, they are the head of these American colonies. Now they are saying to these colony members, the English Parliament had, the Britain had forbidden them to use non-British ships in their trade. They are saying to the American colonies, whatever the trade activities, okay, you have to do all the export and import only with me, only with Britain. You should not get into any trade with other than Britain. You're not supposed to have any of your economic activities with France or any other countries. Is this fine? Certain. So this is first restriction. The first restriction is that, friends, please drop your attendance. The first restrictions with respect to the trade. Okay, use non-trade British ships in the trade. Second is certain products such as tobacco, cotton, sugar could be exported only to England, because the southern area, north is industrial, they are focusing on fishing, shipbuilding. The southern is totally dominated by the plantation. So the outcome or the production from these plantation crops, especially the cotton, tobacco, sugar cane, you should not export to any other countries. You have to sell all those products to England. That to the rate it is determined by us. You should not say what is the product of 1 quintal. Okay, we will determine it, and for the rate we are asking, you have to sell it in that way. Is it acceptable? How we can do the business as per your terms? Okay, heavy duties were third is. So this is first thing is that they are saying, the first thing they are imposing on them is that other than Britain, you should not have any economic activity with any other nation. All your trade related things, and of course you should use only British ships. You should not allow other non-British ships, like ships which is carrying the goods from the France or any other nations. It is not allowed to entry. Second is that the products which is grown in the southern plantations, of course, like tobacco, cotton, sugar cane, you should not sell it to anyone. You have to sell it entirely to England only. That too, the rate determined by the England. Third is heavy duty. Heavy duties were imposed on the import of goods in the colonies from other places. Heavy duties. So, if you are going to import any other products, any other goods from other nations, you will be levied heavy duty imposed on the import of goods in colonies from other places. Is this fine, ma? Purely that they wanted to focus, they wanted all their economic transactions as to be kept only with Britain. The colonies were also, fourth one, the colonies were also forbidden to start certain industries. For example, key industries. Which are all the key industries? Iron industries, iron and work industries, iron and steel industry, textile. Why they are forbidding the American colonies? That they are saying that you should not start any new industries like the prime key industries, iron and steel industry and textiles. Why? Because Britain's strength lies in these key industries. They feel that then they might become the competitor for them. Yes or no, ma? Yes or no? So they are simply saying that you are our slaves, okay? You are under my control. You are under my control. You don't have any right to start these industries which already we are the king in these industries. Iron and steel industry, textile industry. You don't have any rights to start these industries. Then the fifth is that they were forced to import these goods from England. If you want to have any products with respect to textile, anything with respect to iron industry, you don't have any rights to produce of your own. But we will give you an option. You can import from my land. Okay, I am good in that. Okay, I have the big iron and steel industries, textile industry, whatever your requirement, give money and get it from me. Why you are trying to build it of your own? Friends, are you able to understand? Next, sixth, thus in every possible way, the growth of industries and trade in the colonies were impeded. It is simply like the colonies has to remain like a mere puppet. They can't do the business of their own. They can't get into any business deal. They can't produce their own products. Okay, they have to if they are in need of a certain products, they don't have any rights to produce of their own. In fact, they have to get imported from the England, and the products which is grown in their places like tobacco, cotton, they can't sell it to any other nations other than England. Is this fine? Next is Stamp Act 1765. Friends, can I proceed? Can I proceed? Stamp Act. This is a very interesting story. Okay, the Stamp Act was a law, very, very important, ma, from exam point of view. Please make a note of it. Are you able to follow, ma? Stamp Act 1765. The Stamp Act was a law passed which imposed a tax on all American colonies. So, all the American colonies, now their new announcement is coming. What is the announcement? It required them to pay a tax on every piece of printed paper they use. Whatever the document, registration paper, whatever the printed paper you use, you have to pay the tax. Okay, the Stamp Act requires all legal documents, license, commercial contracts, newspaper, pamphlets, playing cards to carry a tax. Whatever printed paper you use, I don't bother. Are you using newspaper to know the current affairs? You have to pay me a tax. Are you using a legal document in order to get your land registered? You have to pay me a tax. Are you having a license paper? You have to pay me a tax. Commercial contract in terms of a printed paper? Give the tax to me. Pamphlets, playing cards. So whatever it is, other than word, anything in the registered printed paper means you are supposed to pay a tax on it. So this new rule is coming into the system. The money collected from the Stamp Act. Okay. So whatever you use in the printed paper, everything if you are going to pay tax means the huge sum of money is inflowing. Okay, to the Britain, the money collected by the Stamp Act was to be used to help pay the cost of the British soldiers who were in America protecting the frontier. So the outcome from the Stamp Act, the money from the Stamp Act, it is not used for the welfare of the American colonies. From here only, from them only they are charging, they are collecting taxes from the colonies. It was not used for the welfare or development of the colonies, whereas these monies are indeed being used for British expenses. They have to pay salary for the British soldiers, or they have stationed the soldiers in the American protecting the frontier, or whatever it is, they are over debt. In fact, one data also says that they are over debt. Britain always engage in war. Okay, so because of this war, they have already lost many things. In order to meet out his debt, he is in need of money. So, in order to meet this, now he is introducing the Stamp Act. Okay, and the colonies boycotted British goods in order to get the Stamp Act repealed. That's it. The colonies people, the colonies people, they said, "Come on, who are you? We have to pay tax for the newspaper, for the materials, whatever we use, legal documents, whatsoever we use in the printed format, you are collecting money from us, and that money you are also not using for the welfare of our development." Okay, do you remember the drain theory, economic drain theory? What has happened in India during this British rule? The same. Okay, they drain the resources from here. They take a sponge. Okay, imagine there is a sponge, an empty sponge. It is India. It is full of water. This is an empty sponge from Britain. They bring the sponge. They dip it in this water full. They take it slowly. They don't squeeze the sponge here in India. They take it safely and squeeze it in Britain. What does it mean? The resources in terms what all they have extracted from India, they don't use it here. They go and use it for the Britain in order to maintain their expenses in all such ways, in every possible manner. Okay, such like the Stamp Act is also, though it is levied on the colonies and it is not used for their welfare. Now the colonies people, they outraged, they agitated, they said, "We can't accept this system. Why we should pay the tax to you, the rent?" The English also angered the colonies by issuing a proclamation to prevent them from moving west into new lands. Is this fine? The English also angered the colonies by issuing a proclamation to prevent them from moving west into new lands. One more rules is saying, anger the colonies. They are saying, you are not, issued a proclamation to prevent them from moving west into new lands. If you are staying in a house, okay, you are staying in a house for 5 years or something. After sometimes there is an economic progress in this, you are finding some difficulty in staying this place. The reasons might be many. Okay, you wanted to migrate or shift your location to some other place. That is your individual rights. It is up to you. It is your living. It is your life. You can shift your life from anywhere. You have every authority to go and reside anywhere. But the policy, the colonial policy, now they are stopping the people also from migrating from one place to another. See, issuing a proclamation to prevent them from moving west. Now they are in east, isn't it? The colonies are in the east of North Atlantic. They are stopping them from moving from east towards west. How can you tolerate? Can Arpita, can anyone, government come and says you, "Come on Arpita, you should stay your entire life in Assam only. Even if you get cleared also, you are not allowed to go and stay on some other places where you got the posting." Is it acceptable? Don't we feel that they are infringing into our fundamental rights? Yes or no? Friends, please let me know. Will we have this feeling or not? Please let me know. The similar way, now the English colonies, they are also saying that to prevent them from moving west into new lands. And English aristocrats has brought lands in America and got rent from the farmers. They wanted to keep the colonies as a renters. And one more adding fuel to the pain like that, they are stopping the migration, and they also, see, they are petty farmers, isn't it? They are petty farmers and they can't meet out the expenses. Now the English aristocrats, the big shots, okay, they are buying the land in this American region. The Britain people, the English big shots, they are buying a piece of land or the entire aerial extent cultivated land from the petty farmers for the meager amount, and they are turning the farmers owner into renter. See, English aristocrats has brought lands in the America. Okay, I'm drawing here. Okay, this is eastern coast colonial area. Yes or no? The Britain English aristocrats from here, their south is a dominated by plantation and agriculture. It is dominated by poor farmers. Now the English aristocrats, they are buying lands in these areas. This petty farmers, they are about to sell their lands, okay, and they are also pushed to the situation. They wanted to keep the colonies as a renter. Earlier, if they were somewhere the owner of the land, now the land has been brought forcefully or by giving the bigger amount. It has been brought by the British English aristocrats. Now the owner of the land has turned as a renter. Yes or no? Can we accept this? Can we accept this? Some zamindar is coming and threatening you. They are asking you to, yes, you have to sell your land. Okay? I'm just taking my land. You have to sell your land. Okay, I'll say in this way. Imagine the area that is a 200 acre. Okay? It belongs to big zamindar. And your land adjacent to this acre, it is just a 5 acre, you are a small petty farmer. Okay, you are a small petty farmer, and this 5 acre land, it is belonging to you. You are the owner of the land, but adjacent to you, there is a 200 acres which belongs to a zamindar. Now this zamindar, he is threatening this petty farmer, you have to sell this land to me. This 5 acre also I wanted to take under my possession. So forcefully, by threatening or giving him a very meager amount of money, on force and threat, he has also taken this 5 acres from this poor farmer. Apart from this, what will be the position of this farmer now? He doesn't know any work other than cultivation, other than farming. Yes or no, ma? Does he know any other work other than cultivation and farming? No. And now, since he has also given us land, now the zamindar is giving him another option, that I will also give you an option. You can work as a laborer. Okay, you can work as a renter in this land. I will pay salary for you. Do you think that will it be possible for giving your own house? In that same house, you have to pay the rent. This is a simple example. That is your own house, okay? Generation, the forefathers assert it as somebody is coming and getting that house from you, and they are also not asking you to move out of the house. They are also giving you an option that you can remain in the same house, but from hereafter, you are not a owner, you are a renter. You have to pay rent for this. Is it acceptable? Is it acceptable? Yes or no, ma? Please do say me. Are you able to follow? Friends, are you able to follow? So the examples of a stamp showing that colonies paid the stamp pact. Is this clear till now? Please drop a confirmation message. Is this clear till now? Yes, friends. Do drop a message. Are you there? So with this, yes, ma. It's short session. With this, I'm stopping today's class. Yes, the remaining thing, of course, we have a Boston Tea Party and the significance of American Revolution and other things we will discuss in tomorrow's class. Is this fine? Is this fine? Because in today's class, I have planned to complete one thing, American Civil War. Please go and check. Of course, already I have discussed. I think I can do that again indeed. From taxes to finance war, this from this page, it will be continued for tomorrow's class. Before that, I'll give you some piece of information. I would like to register. Yes, ma. So, world history is one of the most important as well. You know how to, but start doing your old NCERT. Okay? Story of civilization. Please go and complete your Industrial Revolution, American Revolution. Just go one reading. As today I have completed American Civil War and I have also started the causes of the American Revolution. Next class I will be doing French Revolution. Then I will be doing imperialism. Okay, imperialism. Then I will start with First World War. Okay. First World War, and of course unification of Germany and Italy. All these topics will be done in order. Okay, we'll be doing for those things. It's a simple, humble request or suggestion that start following your NCERT for world history. Other than that, all other things, updates and value addition, I'll take care in the class. Okay, is this fine for everyone, ma? So IR is done. I have given already 3 questions with respect to IR, previous years UPSC mains question, American Revolution, French Revolution, Russian Revolution. Very, very important. Every year we can expect one revolution. Okay, you should know in American Revolution is one of the most important. Why? Because it has led to the end of monarchy and rise of republic. So in tomorrow's class we will be completing American Revolution. In next week probably I'll start the French Revolution, and thereafter I'll try to complete world history, of course, in another 7 or 8 classes, 6 or 8 classes. Okay, is this fine? Are you able to follow till now, ma? Is this fine? Any difficulty? So I think today we have discussed a quite, of course, this is a short session. You know, DL ma'am never complete session with before 1.5 hours, but I wanted to do this into 2 slots. Why? Because other discussion it runs for more than 1 hour. Okay, I don't want you to overburden. At the same time, go and do the revision with your NCERT. Is this fine, ma'am? And of course, do join the session as the live learners. A fine information, a very important point in tonight class, again and again I repeat, in today's night class 8 p.m. Yes, ma'am. Just a moment. Okay, 8 p.m. special class. Do join me. 2 special classes I have planned for today. One is that from 8 to 9 p.m. What is this class? I'm not going to do any subject. It is a kind of an AMA session where the majority of the students now they are finding a downfall. The enthusiasm, the spirit what they had during their initial months is not the same. So the topic is how to remain focused and determined to your goal. How to remain focused and determined. Do you all have this problem or not, ma? Of course, we'll have in that discussion. Determined towards your goal. Okay. This is one slot 8 to 9. Again from 9:30 to 11 o'clock, 1.5 hours. This is a very interesting. This again is a AMA session, but in a different manner. What is this? One on one session, one-to-one session. See, there are certain common problems or challenges every aspirants face. Okay, that I know. But apart from that, there are certain specific challenges each individual have. Is it anything mandatory, or is there anything necessary that every student, every aspirant has the same kind of problem, same kind of difficulty? No. So you feel free to discuss with your DL ma'am. Of course, I have a rich experience of 15 years in this field. I will be able to give you, I'm ready to get rid of you from that problem. I say you the solution. My ultimate objective is not, I can't see my students being drowned by the problem. This is very common. Okay, this is very common in everyone's civil service preparation during that time. For all the achievers today would have gone through the problems what you are facing now. But it's high time for us to resolve the problem. Okay, we don't want to drag towards it and don't want to waste the fruitful time and what we had in our hands. So the prime objective behind this, every individual will be given a chance. You can say your problem. For each and every question, I'll give you an answer. Okay. Is this fine? So this session and that today's session, and at the end of that session tomorrow you will start fresh. Okay, all your worries will be moved on and off. I think monthly once we need such session like this. This is a mandatory session in offline platform. I also wanted to make it mandatory in online as well, because we are not machines. It is not possible for us to remain focused or with full vigor throughout. So in order to set right things, we are here to help you in all the possible manner. Is this fine, ma? Thank you. Until then, it's bye from your dear ma'am. Good luck. Good day. Bye-bye. Stay connected. Do you have anything to ask me, ma? Do you have anything to ask me? Please let me know. Shall I wind up the session? Yes. Komal, do join ma wherever there is a time. Do come and attend the classes. Yes, I know you are such a sincere aspirant. Thank you. Thank you one and all. Vijay Ramu, new student. Good to have you in special class as well. Thank you, friends. Hereby I'm ending the session. Until then, it's bye from your DL ma'am. Don't forget to support your DL ma'am. Of course, in order to enjoy the benefits of mains answer writing, I'm doing exclusively in my Plus platform, for which take the enrollment using my code DL10. Okay? Thank you. Any questions? Any questions? Can I wind up? Yes, I know this is a here only. Thank you, Arpita. Yes, ma, I know you're here. You're always regular. I know. Fine then, ma. Do join. That's why since tonight we have a lengthy session. Okay, that's why I'm making this session short. And of course, the part 2 will continue tomorrow. So for new students who are watching my session for the first time, do come and join the special platform. There you find a huge difference. Okay. Thank you one and all. Until then, it's bye from your dear ma'am. Good luck. Good day. Bye bye. Stay connected. Thank you. Yes. Yes.